so I guess I've officially reached the point in my channel to where I'm receiving requests for specific content, and that's freaking amazing. Thank you. It's even more amazing when it's a request that I can actually accommodate, and the last one that I received I can, so that's what this video is about. It's actually perfect timing because just in going over the last few videos of mine, maybe it's just me, but sometimes I feel like I might be coming off a little bit preachy, straight-laced, vanilla, lovey-dovey, and that's me, but it wasn't always me. I used to be a wild child, and there's still a wild child in here somewhere. But most importantly is that when I look back at those moments, I smile. I have no regrets, even though I know trauma was the cause of a lot of me acting out. It was still fun. Still had a great time, and again, no regrets. I look back with great fond memories. So this story I'm gonna call my story defeating Superman. Okay, so now I'm in the Navy, and our air group, we were assigned to the USS Stennis, and I had just been commissioned, and it kind of wanted our squadron to kind of just test things out, get things settled, organized. And so our squadron's on the ship. We were there for maybe 3 weeks, maybe, but I was temporarily assigned to the supply department on the ship. So I actually worked with the ship folk. And what was awesome is that my work center, you actually had to go through the smoking area to get to my work center. And I smoked at the time, so I was like, bonus, right? So one day I'm out there smoking, talking to my squadron BFF, and I don't even know how we got on this subject, but I was showing her how you can get a sense of how big a guy was by doing the whole finger down to the palm thing. A lot of you know this, but she had never heard of it, and so I'm showing this to her. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy kind of looking at me like, with just this grin on his face. So I laughed, he laughed, he came over, we're all just talking, and later he pulls me off to the side and he goes, hey, so all of the gay folk on the ship, we have this thing to where we'll pick a specific storage room, we all meet at a certain time, and we just kind of listen to music and talk. Would you like to come? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I go to these little gatherings, and it was amazing because this was during Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So just the fact that we were able to just kind of meet up in that sense, it was awesome. I had an awesome time at those gatherings, and it was, men and women, but we all just talked. And you know how it is, how people kind of break off into little groups, and you have the same groups, and a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. But there was this group of like the gorgeous guys, they kind of just hung up by themselves in the corner. This one guy in particular, I'm gonna call him Superman because he looked exactly like Superman, Dean Cain version. And I always felt like he would look at me, but couldn't decide what kind of look he was giving me. But we never said a word to each other at the gatherings. Fast forward, we go back on land, and this was in Norfolk, Virginia, by the way. And I stayed there for a bit before going back home. So I hit the clubs, and there was this one bar where they had all-you-can-eat shrimp night. Maybe some of you in the area know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the name, but just a super cool little quaint bar. I go to the bar, and there's Superman. So I'm just sitting at a table by myself, and he actually approached me. He sat down next to me. We're talking. He invites me back to his house, so I go. And here's the deal. When I walk in his house, he had Superman stuff all over. So it's kind of like everyone told him he looked like Superman, and he knew it. Yeah, just cardboard cutouts and just figurines, total decked out Superman. So we start, we talk, we start fooling around, that night, for some reason, I was just kind of like, he was trying to, kind of go all the way. And I was just kind of like, I'm not really feeling it. Can we just go to second base? Or, I don't know anything about the bases, but it wasn't a home run. We just say that. But, and he was like, I could tell he was disappointed, but he was like, okay, that's cool. The next morning, I remember this. He said something like, I get ready. I see where he's not getting ready to, because he was, you would imagine, it's going to take me back to the base. But he says something like, hey, if you don't mind, why don't you call a taxi, and I put money right by the phone, and the taxi number is on there. And maybe I was overreacting, but I was super offended by that. Like, really? Like, I'm gonna take a taxi home? I don't know. Tell me if I was or wasn't overreacting, but I was offended, and I just thought, like, what a dirtbag, So I call the taxi, I go back to the base, and it really bugged me. So much so to where I think it was the next weekend, I go back out there and to the same bar, and Superman is there, and something comes over me. Again, it's a mixture of anger, and I was drinking, so horniness as well, because because he was a very good-looking dude. All this stuff mixed, and I thought, I'm gonna get him back. So I went right up to him, and I just started making out with him. Right, we're making out, and he's like, "Let's go back to my place." I'm like, "Let's go," and I'm still kind of. It was super weird because I am angry while this is happening, and I'm just kind of have this attitude, which apparently I guess he liked. Right? So we get back to his place, and I just freaking. I was on him, and I don't want to say too much. I don't want to take it too far, but we'll just say he was saying my name a lot, we went all of the way and then some. And the next morning, he's up before I am. He's fully dressed. He's like, "Hey, I thought we'd go get some breakfast." Huh. Okay, so we go get breakfast. We're just talking, and then then he goes into, "Here's my number," because I haven't even exchanged numbers. Nothing, none of that stuff. Here's my number. Here's my name. But all this stuff. And I told him. I guess I might have been a little bit of a douche at this moment, but I was just kind of like, "Oh, no." I said, "Let's be real. This isn't going anywhere. This is just about last night, and that's all that it is." And that moment I felt validated. I felt vindicated. I was just kind of like, ask me to take a taxi. And he was like, "Oh, I really like you." And, I got that. And back in my mind, I'm thinking, really, dude? Where did this guy come from? Was it because of last night and that's all it took? But I just kind of said, no, thanks. I want nothing else but what we had last night. Thank you so much. And goodbye. And that was the last time that I saw him. So this is a story that I'm glad that I'm telling this just to kind of balance things out, even though it's not my usual channel stuff. But also that I think there's a lesson in there somewhere. Maybe you guys would tell me what the lesson is, but I'm guessing it has something to do with appreciating someone just for their company and not what they're giving to you at the moment, because you never know what they have in store, right? We'll go with that. But I hope you like the story. I hope you subscribe and comment if you've had a similar story. If you know the name of that bar with the all-you-can-eat shrimp or whatever, just let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys.